always like to do a semi-range test because, well, first of all, let's see. We're at 79.3 volts, if you can see that. When I left, I was at 83.5, almost full. So, yeah. And let's see, if you need a percentage, let's see what the percentage of that is. 79.3 is 79%. So, almost 80%. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I had turned it off, so it started over again. But if I go to my rides, it saves the total, I believe. And okay, Sunday, June 22nd, my total ride time was an hour 32 minutes of actually riding. I went 34.3 miles. So yeah, and that's the whole map of the ride. Mainly went downtown. You can see I went on the highway down and then rode through the city back. So did a little sightseeing down there a little bit, but anyway, so yeah. So 34 miles, 80% battery left. I'd say that's pretty damn good. And the only reason I'm saying that's good is because I've been checking out a lot of electric motorcycle videos lately. And man, I'm gonna tell you, the range on some of those bikes, I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's really good, especially for electric motorcycles.
This is a sample of what I can do with just 20% of my 90 amp hour pack. Enjoy the ride.
What it do, E-World, ChriscrossingWires, and with all the craziness going on in the world, I decided I need to come out here and take a ride. so good. This thing's so smooth. Everything about it smooth. We're gonna go this way. Look at this motherfucker. It don't take much for somebody else to do something stupid. I might need to put my glasses on. Nope. Nah. They smudged up and I ain't got no way to clean them right now. Okay. See, look at this fool. We ain't got no lights on this shit. Come on. I'm playing defense. Realize I need some glasses. I got some. I should definitely have them nighttime. I'll do them jacked up. Everything starts breaking down. You hear him coming. Damn well he don't want none of that shit. You know what? Let me put my shit on 3 just in case I have to roast the motherfucker. You never know when you got a torch flame on. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. what I'm saying?
Onto East Main Street. Quarter mile, turn left onto South 8th Street.
See, I think that's trying to take me back the highway. That's how I normally do.
Turn left onto East Grace Street.
Uh, 34 miles, 80% battery left. I'd say that's pretty damn good. And the only reason I'm saying that's good is because I've been checking out a lot of electric motorcycle videos lately. And man, I'm gonna tell you, the range on some of those bikes, I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's really good, especially for electric motorcycles. You got to remember, these things are a lot heavier and take a lot more power to move them. So it's obviously going to eat up more range than a lightweight bike. That being said, 34 miles using 20%, I ain't mad with that at all. I'm guessing if I depleted, this is a 90 amp hour P45Bs, 20S20P. Right now I have a 6S20P section, but that's for 96 volts that goes in series. But as of right now, that is just yeah, like I said, 20S20P, 72 volts. And it's, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, this bike is running so efficiently. I'm not even in a rush to go to 96, and mainly because I want to, you know, I really want to work on the suspension and the handling before I go up in voltage. I'm already kind of scared to push this thing to its limit, even at 72 volts. So that's got to that tells me that when you get your bike to a point that you're scared of the top speed, not really scared of it, but you know, get nervous when you do the top speed, then you're actually doing something. You know, I know 96 volts, I have a lot higher top speed, but I need to feel comfortable first. So this bike feels really good on the highway at high speeds. I just happened to scare myself a little bit on my last top speed run because I hit a bump at 104 miles an hour. And when I hit that bump, that kind of tried to send me into a speed wobble. Now, if you know how speed wobbles occur, it happens because the front wheel normally loses contact with the ground, or there's a change in road conditions. So there was both. Now I feel like if I had a better suspension, this is still the stock suspension. So the suspension on this bike is the weakest link. I mean, they got the cheapest suspension they probably make for these bikes. I mean, when I say cheap, it's a cheap suspension. It's the bare minimum. It's not too bad, but it's not as good as it should be. Now, I say that to say, if I hit a bump at high speeds like that, you know, instead of the shocks absorbing it and keeping contact with the ground, it, you know, it probably popped the front wheel up. You know, at that speed, it might have been 2 feet that it might lost, you know, contact with the ground before it landed back down. And that's when it had that little shimmy. And man, if you ain't never felt a speed wobble or even the beginnings of a speed wobble, man, that shit will set you straight. So, you know, I'm normally a fearless guy, you know, but shit, when you get to be old, you start thinking a little bit about hitting that damn ground. And I've had my share of hitting the ground on petrol bikes back in the day. And let me tell you, I was young, and even when I was young, it took a while for my body to heal up. I mean, I went down at 90 miles per hour, lost the skin on both of my legs. Man, that shit was, it took months for the skin to grow back on my legs. I don't even want to think about that shit. So you know, I feel like I ain't got to be out here trying to prove shit to the internet all the time. It ain't worth it. Now, like I said, I'm going to lay on that 104 until I feel like I got to do something better. And as I said before, man, honestly, at the end of the day, anybody that does over 100 miles per hour on 72 volts, man, deserve some kudos, man, because shit, it's not an easy thing to do. People can say it's easy all they want to, but how many people actually got, you know, proof that they did it? You'd be surprised. Every time I make a post or a video about it, I got a million comments of how many different people have done it, yet I ain't never seen it. So anyway, it is what it is. All right, y'all, like I said, I feel really good about this build. Looking at all the electric motorcycles on the market right now, everything else is double, triple, quadruple the price. And yeah, why some of them may have better performance than this one, you'd be surprised at how many of those builds that are built on higher voltage systems manufactured that don't have better specs. So at the end of the day, I've got about, man, I'm thinking $8,500 to $9,000 in this bike, and that's because I DIY'd everything. Now if I had to buy this bike with a battery such as the one I have, and have someone else build this bike and pay for labor, I probably would have spent about $15,000 on this bike for this level of performance. And that might sound crazy, but that's the truth. Yes, electric is expensive at the end of the day, and mainly because of the battery. Batteries are not cheap. Well, then again, they are. There are a whole lot of cheap batteries, but cheap batteries get you cheap performance. So a really good battery, you're going to pay for it. And a really good, even a 72 volt 40 amp hour battery, a really good battery, is going to cost you over $2 grand, $2,500 for a really decent battery. I'd like to say that my batteries are better than just the normal, because I put a whole bunch of extra into it to get more. So, you know, there's that. I don't think I could afford to buy a battery that is giving me the performance that this battery gives me, man. I can get 1,000 DC line amps out of this pack, and people say it all day long. Their mouth says, yeah, my battery does this many amps, but yeah, that's their mouth saying it. 1,000 DC line amps is a lot of freaking amps, and right now I'm only pulling half of that. I don't even want to think about trying to pull 1,000 DC line amps. It would be a drag bike at that point. It's not a drag bike, it's just a really good performing road bike. So that being said, we satisfied with that. Anyway, I mentioned I tried to weigh this thing with 2 scales. I think I did it wrong, so I'm going to do it again. I came up with about 350, 360 pounds. But I think I was cheating a little bit because I was trying to hold the bike, and I think that was taking a little bit of weight off of it. It's not much more than that. However, I am going to add, now I've been thinking about this. I have the battery that I had on the Beast, which is a 67 amp hour. I'm gonna go ahead and I may have to reconfigure it a little bit, but I think I can fit that pack in here along with what I have in here now. And I'm just trying to be lazy and cheap. So I'm gonna steal the pack off of the Beast and 67 plus 90, that'll put me at 157 amp hour. And shit, I should have a hella range. I might be able to ride to Washington DC from here, which is a good 100 miles. We'll see. And that'll really tell the tale. Now, that would be something I like to accomplish and do later on. But anyway, that's it, fellas. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Take it easy, take care. We out. Crooked Finger Productions. Peace.